And thanks for inviting us in. It's now 11 o'clock, Indiana on ice. Check it out. Temperatures dipping back below zero, making it risky to be outside and out on the roads. Now, at least 3 deaths here in Marion County are linked to the frigid weather, and we've seen several crashes on slick interstates today. We've got team coverage for you tonight of this weather impact alert. Logan and Alex are taking a closer look at the weight of this winter storm. You'll hear from both of them in a moment, but let's begin tonight with Sean. He's in the Weather Center for Angela, tracking these frigid temps. Sean?
Yeah, and we got another one on the way here, Scott, in progress. In fact, 7 right now in Indy. West-southwest wind, just enough to mix up the air. We're not at 0 yet. We think we will be by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, as we have very little, if any, cloud cover at all. We've had some blowing snow. We had a few snow bursts earlier this evening. Those are now gone. Wind chill temperatures, not bad. So it's kind of pick your poison here. The wind is not as strong. That means the air temperatures eventually will drop off. And these are our forecast lows. We'll see how close we get to them, but we're forecasting anywhere from 5 to nearly 10 below due to the deep snow. It will be a sunny start, I guess, but we expect this map to even be more full when Lindsay and Matt will have you covered on sunrise in the morning. These are our school delays and closures across central Indiana, and there will be a lot of them. Here's the temperature and wind chill planner for your Wednesday. We'll have the rest of the 7-day forecast that has more bitter nights and some snow chances as well coming up in just a bit.
All right, Sean, we'll see you in a little bit. Throughout today, we've seen multiple crashes across central Indiana, including the interstates. State police were forced to close westbound I-70 for a little bit today. Our Logan Gay joins us live here in Indianapolis. So Logan, you've been out tonight. What are you seeing out there right now?
Hey Scott, well right now we're on I-65 and so far the roads are pretty good. Now when we were on the city streets to get on 65, now those roads were still pretty icy, so we did slip a little bit getting on the interstate, but right now on 65 we're doing well. There's not a lot of cars out right now, most likely because of the time of night, but we are keeping our distance from the cars that are on the road as a precaution. But let's rewind a little bit to earlier during the day where you could see traffic was backed up on I-69 because of a crash. This was just before 5 o'clock this evening, and this is just one of the wrecks that happened today. And let me give you a little perspective on how many have happened since the storm started. So according to state police, since Saturday afternoon, crews in Indianapolis have responded to more than 400 crashes, 46 with injuries, 178 slide-offs, and 604 motorists stuck in snow or with broken down vehicles. Now, here's another big crash that happened on I-65 around the same time. When it comes to black ice, remember, bridges, overpasses, and shaded stretches of road are prime locations. So if you want to be extra cautious when driving, make sure you do so. So a little reminder also, if you do find yourself driving on black ice, remember these things. The number one rule is don't panic, ease your foot off the accelerator, and keep the steering wheel steady. And do not slam on the brakes. That can send you into a spin. No one wants to do that. That's how the crashes happen. And of course, don't use your cruise control. Now, if you do all of that and somehow you still crash or get stuck in some ice or some snow, that's when you know you call emergency. That's where you call for help, whether that is the non-emergency helpline if you're not hurt, or a tow truck, or of course the police. So Scott, like I said, right now, so far so good on the roads. We are driving cautiously though, and I would suggest everyone do so. But so far the roads feel good. We're on I-65, so nice and clear over here.
All right, Logan,
Scott.
be careful out there. Thanks so much. Now, in less than an hour, snow removal crews in Carmel will swap shifts as they work to clear the roads. They've been working 12-hour shifts since Saturday. Now, we saw them along Main Street this morning clearing the snow. The city tells us they've got about 10 trucks in rotation and expect it'll be another couple of days before they wrap up in Carmel. Well, many counties across our state tonight are upgrading their travel statuses. Want to show you the map from the Indiana Department of Homeland Security. It had a lot more red on it yesterday. You can see much of it right now is in orange. So the orange represents a watch. That means that conditions are threatening to the safety of the public. Only essential travel like work or an emergency is recommended. Well, these cold temperatures are dangerous, especially for people here in our city experiencing homelessness. Police have been out there making sure those people have the resources they need. The department posted pictures on social media. Officers say they took people to shelters, handed out bus passes, and passed out blankets. There's a way you can help too. If you see somebody out there who needs assistance, please call 311 or the Mayor's Action Center. Well, it is the perfect time to make sure you've got the WTHR weather app on your phone. It allows you to check the temperature and monitor for any watches or warnings right there on your phone. It's a free download. Get it before you go to sleep tonight. You'll find it in the App Store. New tonight at 11, police are now investigating a deadly shooting on the west side of Indianapolis. All of this unfolding around 5:30 on Hatteras Lane. That's near 38th and I-465. Police tell us officers found a man who was injured at an apartment complex. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Officers say they're now working to figure out what led to that shooting. They're urging anyone with information about this case to please reach out to them. Tonight, we're getting our first look at the arrest connected to the shooting of that judge in Tippecanoe County. That shooting took place on January 18th at Judge Steve Meyer's home in Lafayette. He and his wife were injured. Then just 4 days later, multiple police agencies in several locations arrested 5 people that they say are responsible. Court records say the shooter knocked on the Myers door and then fired shots through the door when he heard a voice.
We must remember why we are here today. For Judge Meyer and his wife, this is personal. They are not just public officials. They are pillars of this community who have dedicated decades of their life to public service. They are kind, generous people who embody the values of Lafayette.
One of the men charged in this case, Thomas Moss, was scheduled to go on trial in Judge Meyer's court 2 days after the shooting. This case is also assigned to Judge Meyer's court, but instead it'll be handled by a special judge in Cass County. A hearing is scheduled for tomorrow. Tonight, police in Hamilton County tell us their high-tech centralized intelligence hub is delivering results. 8 operators work inside the county's real-time information center. This has been up and running since November of 2024. They plan to double that, hiring 8 more analysts. The center uses tech-like license plate readers and drones, gathering intelligence for officers before they arrive on the scene of an emergency.
I can start gathering this information while the drone is flying autonomously to the location of where the call is actually coming into.
It's real-time information, and they use it on a daily basis to apprehend criminals and solve crimes and even find people that are missing.
Those extra eyes in the sky and on the roads have raised some privacy concerns, but the sheriff's office told us it audits the data and does not keep it long-term. Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears just announced plans to run for re-election, and he also outlined the office priorities for the year ahead.
When I'm out in the community, a lot of times they kind of dictate the priorities, and what I hear is people want to make sure that you're on point with murder cases. They want to make sure that you're on point with cases involving children. And I think the third thing is we have to be very involved in issues as it relates to public corruption. Thank you very much.
The prosecutor has served as Marion County prosecutor since 2019. He told us another focus is building on the homicide conviction rate. Last year, the Marion County prosecutor's office filed charges in 86 murder cases. Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. Investigators just identified the man shot and killed late last night on the south side of Indianapolis. All of this unfolding around midnight at an apartment complex on Laurel Street near Troy Avenue and Shelby Street. The coroner tonight confirms 34-year-old Andres DeJean Tigner was shot and killed. Right now, we're working to learn a motive and if police have identified any possible suspects. Tonight, 3 people are under arrest accused of trying to smuggle contraband into the Grant County Jail. Now, according to the sheriff's office, one of the suspects is an 18-year-old who was working as a detention deputy at the jail. Investigators believe there may be more arrests. The National Transportation Safety Board just shared new insight into its investigation of a mid-air collision in D.C. A passenger plane and a military helicopter crashed a year ago, killing 67 people, including an IU grad from Carmel. The NTSB now releasing animations of what happened in the moments leading up to that crash. Investigators say no one person or organization is at fault, but rather the failure of entire systems. A final report is expected in the next few weeks. Tonight, there's a community fight to save the Randsburg YMCA near 10th and Shortridge here in Indianapolis. The Y announced it will close March 31st because of financial problems. Plus, services on the east side of Indy will be consolidating. Local and state lawmakers are now working on solutions. Remember, you can find the latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app.